All right, thank you so much. Thank you for being there. You are in the right location, the right place this morning. This is no other place than Success Radio in the city of Ibadan. You can connect us live on Facebook and YouTube. Just type in Success Radio Ibadan. If you're already there, make sure you help us to share the page, like the page, share the page, tell your contact, let them be part of it. Eco Pointer is right here on Success Radio Ibadan. Kolawole Kayode is the anchor. On this program, what do we do? As you know it, we share economic information, business information, financial information. We update you as far as economic environment is concerned, business world is concerned, and you also have financial information to help you, to assist you in your business, in your career, in the things you do, how you get money. That is why we always encourage you to share this program on your Facebook. Tell others, inform them, because when it comes to the business world, only one person, cannot do it all. You cannot be the buyer and the seller at the same time. If you are, then there may not be profit. You know what I mean? If you are the cook, you prepare the food, and you are the one that eats, who gets the gain? Where is the profit? Accounting cannot bring out the profit there. You are not going to pay, and if you are paying, who will you pay to? And so that's why we say you cannot be the buyer and the seller at the same time. Somebody has to be the buyer, somebody has to be the seller, then profit can come up. That is how the business world is done. All right, this morning I have information for you from the financial world, from banks, particularly from CBN. And we also have information that is talking about business people concerning their sales. Here also this morning there are companies that have something peculiar about them, about their profit making. We also got information from the petroleum industry, particularly concerning gas. Again, I have for you this morning the naira against the dollar, the exchange rate. Do you know I also have this for you this morning? What are the prices that has come down? Everybody had been complaining, increase in price. There are some prices that has come down. Yes, some prices have come down. What are the prices? There is also information from the electricity, the power sector of the economy. Some people have to pay more. Who are they? Are you the one? Wow. Okay, no time to check time, like they say among the people that speaks English. No time to check time. We continue this morning on Eco Pointer, Success Radio Ibadan. Kolawole Kayode is the anchor. From the financial industry, the banking industry in Nigeria, 13 banks need 3.31 trillion to meet CBN threshold. The CBN is raising the bar at this time. They want to increase the capital base of banks in Nigeria, and they're asking banks to shore up, to add more to their capital base. What's the meaning of capital? Like we learned in our secondary school, in our primary school, capital is the money that somebody used to do business. You know that. So CBN is asking that banks should increase the money they brought into the business to do their business.
Hold on, nigga, what?
Sometimes ago in this country, remember when Charles Soludo was the CBN governor, they were calling it Soludo Solution that time.
Put you inside the mattress like drugs.
That was the time when the capital base of banks were asked to go up to 25 billion naira. And by the time, as at that time, what was the exchange rate? If you had to measure that in dollars, yes, the exchange rate that time was very low, maybe around 200, 300 naira to a dollar. But now that the exchange rate has gone beyond that, as we speak, do you think the capital base of banks should still remain the same? If there are international shake-up, there are international shock, globally, will our bank be able to withstand if they remain on where they are? These and more are the reasons why experts are supporting the decision of the CBN that it is good. That's good. That's good. Let banks increase their capital base. And what is the decision of the CBN at this point? The CBN is saying banks that have international licenses, that is, they can transact businesses locally, nationally, and internationally. You can send money through them, you can deposit through them from abroad, within Nigeria, and like that. There are about 5 or 6 of those banks in Nigeria who have international licenses. They can do global transaction from anywhere in the world. You can transact with them and they will always be there for you. But I'm not going to mention their names because they didn't pay us for commercials. But the point is this: those banks, the capital base for the ones with international licenses has gone up to 500 billion naira. Yes, that's the new capital base that the CBN is saying they should come up with. Yes, some of them already have up to 200 billion. Some of them already have to 300 billion, as in terms of capital and premium on the shares. By the time everything is added together, some of them have up to 100 plus billion, but the bar that the CBN is taking them to is 500 billion naira.
Hold on, nigga, what?
And they have to do that in the next 2 years. Yes, everything has to be done in the next 2 years. Less than 2 years now, because CBN has made the decision before now. So less than 2 years, they have to come up with that capital base, 500 billion naira. All banks with international licenses in Nigeria. And those banks with national license, that is, they can transact their businesses within the shores of Nigeria, within the 36 states plus the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. They can do their businesses in all those places. They cannot transact internationally. If they have to do, they have to go through the banks that have the international license. So they can do their own, nationally within Nigeria. I will not mention their name also because they didn't pay us for commercials. When they begin to pay us for commercials, we will mention their names. Eco Pointer is the program. Success Radio is the platform. Kolawole, Kayode is the anchor. Join us on Facebook, Success Radio Ibadan. Join us on YouTube, Success Radio Ibadan. Yes, more on that story. The National Bank, their own capital base is 200 billion naira. There are also banks with regional license. The banks with regional license, that is, they can operate within a particular region. For example, we have 6 geopolitical zones in Nigeria. So they can pick one of those geopolitical zones and operate there. That is what they can do. They cannot operate all through Nigeria. If they want to operate in the southwest, which is Yoruba land, then they operate only in that place. If they want to operate in the south, where you have the Sekiri, the Yoruba, yes, about 6 states there, then they operate only in that place. They want to operate in the north, they have to pick which side of the north. If it is northeast, yes, so be it. So as we speak, the regional banks, their own capital base must be 50 billion naira. And still on that, the merchant banks that we have. What are merchant banks? They are banks that deal only in business transactions alone. They collect money on your behalf, they help you to pay. Yes, merchant banks, they deal only in that business transaction. They are the one, you see, when you talk of merchant banks, like all this, your easy pay, you buy something on credit, the seller will collect the money from the merchant banks. The merchant bank will be paying the seller, yes, we collect the money right up front from the merchant bank. Then the buyer will be paying to the merchant banks, in installment. That's part of the job of the merchant banks. Their own capital base is 50 billion naira. They can operate all through anywhere in Nigeria. Still more in the banking industry, 20 billion naira for non-interest collecting banks. Yes, there are banks in the country that are not collecting interest. Yes, for those ones, 20 billion is their capital base. And for those who are to operate nationally, the capital base is 20 billion. But for those among them that will operate regionally, their own capital base will be 10 billion. This is to tell you that any moment from now, you begin to see banks going to the capital market, the stock exchange, to sell shares, because that's one of the major areas where many of them could raise the capital that the CBN is asking them to pay. And it is possible we have some banks that are merging together in order to get the capital that the CBN is asking of them. Yes, some banks may merge eventually to form 1, 2 or 3 banks coming together to form one bank. What we are going to tell the CBN and the NDIC is that ensure the deposits of customers are safe. Whatever happen, the deposit of customers must be kept safe. Alright, this information is coming from the business world, the buyers and the sellers, that firms reduces credit sales due to unabated inflation. Because inflation has gone unabated continuously for months in Nigeria, anybody that sell, by the time, if you sell on credit and the buyer is to pay back in the next 2 months, by the time maybe somebody buys something that worth 10,000 naira, buy it in January, by the time it comes to March, the same January, that 10,000 may not buy that product again. So the meaning is that the seller has lost, the buyer had gained, because the buyer will pay an amount that is less in value to what he bought initially. What we are talking about is the real value, the purchasing power of that money that the buyer is going to pay. And based on this reason is why some firms are saying they don't want to do credit sales again. Yeah, they don't want to do credit sales again for them to remain in business, because and if they will do at all, then the buyer will have to pay commensurate interest, yes, beyond the commensurate interest that will flow with the inflation level. Maybe the buyer will have to pay interest of about 35,000 naira. 35,000%, yes, of what he has bought. So that is the reason many firms are considering credit sales as a loss to them. Though some buyers want to buy on credit, you can imagine with the situation of inflation at the moment, somebody buy goods that worth 100,000 naira from you and say, don't worry, I'll come and pay you by July. Will you sell? I'm sure many people are not going to sell, because wow, they will say, July, and this is April. By the time you bring that money will not work. The reason I may sell is because is if you will be paying 50% interest on top of that money. Yeah, that's the only reason. Alright, go on from there. This one is from the petroleum industry, that Nigeria burns off gas that can power 4 million homes. Wow. Remember, there are many situations around the country at the moment that whereby homes are not having power supply, companies are not having power supply enough that they need. Many places are in darkness because the power supply is not enough. And report has it that Nigeria is still burning off gases that could be used to power the turbine, that could be used to power the thermal engines, that will generate electricity, and about 4 million homes can have electricity. This is the situation. The value of those gas being burnt off is calculated around $205 million. This particularly is talking about January and February of 2024. The quantity of gas that have been burnt off because Nigeria is not processing those gas. And this is a clarion call on the government, that the government of Nigeria need to sit up. We have to do everything possible to make Nigeria better. And you see, governance, we keep saying, it's not all about approving budgets, signing contracts. Ensuring is the real governance. Ensuring that this is what we say we are going to do, and we have to monitor it. The monitoring is the government. Signing of contracts, signing checks, and they are very minute, out of the duty of government. The real duty of government is ensure that promises are kept. And this is where most at the federal, at the state, at the local government, Nigerian government seems to be failing.
Nigga, I'll kill you, I'll chop you up.
So we are calling on the government that we have to ensure that gas flaring is stopped in this country. Yes, the gas has to be processed and used for Nigerians. People need the power supply. Yes, people need the power supply. The government needs to come up, if it's to bring private sector, if it's to do, public-private partnership, PPP, whichever way government is going to do it. This gas must not be wasted again. The wastage must be stopped. And not only that, still on the power, you see the installed capacity, the capacity in the power sector is 13,000 megawatts. But what Nigeria is able to generate is just 4,000. And out of the 4,000 again, what we're able to distribute is less than 4,000. That is the challenges. Those are the woes in the private sector. Our Honorable Minister of Power, yes, Chief Adebayo Adelabu. Of course, we have to keep calling your name. Your success is our joy. We believe and we are trusting that you will do more to make sure the power situation gets better. Are you aware now that the situation of Forex, that is our foreign exchange market, is getting better in favor of the Naira? Yes, as at yesterday, the price of dollar to Naira has come down to 1,260. Yes, that's gone to 1,260. And this is due to plenty of effort, that a lot of effort being made by CBN and government. We do appreciate that. And we are looking forward to ensuring that the value, the Naira, goes up more and more. Yes, at least when we're talking about the budget 2024, the FG put it and say 800 Naira to $1. So at least let's come to 800 Naira to $1. But at least where it is now, we do appreciate it. Kudos to the government. Kudos. And the report has it that one of the reasons why the value of Naira goes up is because the government had ensured that there is steady supply of dollar into our foreign exchange market, so that those who needed to do whatever transaction, they got it. So the price was not going up. The demand, demand was not more than the supply. Eco Pointer is the program. Success Radio is the platform. Kolawole Kayode is the anchor. Join us on Facebook, Success Radio Ibadan, or YouTube, Success Radio Ibadan. All right, before we round off this morning, I want to give you prices of items, goods and services whose prices has come down. Yes, whose prices have come down now because of the situation of the economy at this time, and for many other indices that we may not be able to itemize all of them. But there are some goods and services, commodities, whose prices have come down. Good news. All right, for those who are schooling abroad, parents who have their children, their wards abroad, the school fees of international students have come down. Not because those schools have reduced their fees, no, but because the dollar exchange that you have to make, the situation has, become more favorable compared to when it was 1,700 to a dollar. Now it's about 1,260. So by the time you change, how much you are going to spend now has come down. The same situation affects medical tourism. Those who are going for medical treatment in abroad, UK, Germany, India, anywhere. Because the exchange rate is now in favor of the naira, how much you spend has also come down.
Hold on, nigga, what?
The same thing happened to airfares, air transportation, that the amount you pay also has come down because the dollar exchange to naira is now in favor of the naira. Also, locally within ourselves here, while the price that has come down a little is the price of cement for the construction industry. For people who are building a house or building one thing or the other, the price of cement is a bit down now. We learned that Dangote cement, sorry, I don't even want to mention that, but the price of cement now range between 5,000 to 8,000 naira. It has come down from the 11,000 that happened sometimes ago. All right, on that note, that's where we're going to be calling it quit this morning on Eco Pointer Success Radio Ibadan with Kolawole Kayode. I appreciate my studio engineer who had been working hard for you to hear me very clearly and for us to be able to connect ourselves. While we meet again by next week, Thursday, by the grace of God, we appreciate you for being there. Make sure you keep making money and don't sit back. Don't keep complaining. Please put effort and do something good for yourself. My number to get in touch with me is 090-2317-5984. 090-2317-5984. Thank you so much for being there. We appreciate you. Kolawole Kayode is the name. Bye for now.